Manifesting. What does that mean for you? Well, it's creating the reality that you desire. How do you start figuring out how to manifest? Well, you don't really have to figure it out. You just live connecting to your heart. Why your heart, not your mind? When people tell you to write down the things you desire, when they tell you to write down the affirmations, they're coming from your mind. Your mind doesn't connect to the universe. It doesn't speak the language of the universe. And here's the big thing about the mind. It's not even you speaking or desiring. It's thoughts that were placed in you when you were just a little kid, by your early caretakers, by your family, by your teachers, and as you grew up and made more connections, society and your culture, all of those came inside you as truths, when all they really are beliefs. And beliefs, they're not true. When you come from your heart, that's where you find the truth. And you know what? You don't even have to speak it. The universe always knows what's going on with you. I know when I meditate, I don't even have to formulate a question, because the universe knows what I desire. And as soon as I meditate, here comes all the solutions that I've been looking for. So always come from your heart. Now, let me tell you the way the universe taught me all of this stuff. The universe speaks to you first in whispers. And if you don't make the changes that it's encouraging you to make, how is it encouraging you? Your guides, your angels, the circumstances in your world. It's all hints of, notice this, take a look at that, look at how you're doing things, look at this different way of doing it. When you don't notice the whispers, it has to get louder. And if you don't hear it when it's raising its voice with the circumstances, same circumstances, maybe different people, maybe different faces, but the same circumstances keep coming into your world. It's the universe getting louder and louder until it has to yell at you. The first time the universe yelled at me, I was attacked by an enormous person. I suffered a brain injury that got every part of my body. It took 3 years to be able to heal my brain enough to function well. That was the first time. The second time I wasn't listening. The universe caused a brain tumor to develop, and removing it left me with nerve damage, and I have to compensate to have a normal appearing life. So it's really important to listen to the universe, because you know what? Why do things come in threes? I got hit again, only this time I wasn't physically hit with something, but the universe wanted me to move to Connecticut. I was living in New York. I left Idaho to be near my grandchildren. I love living in Idaho. It was a whole world of everything I always wanted, especially the climate, especially the mountains, that the summits are way above tree line. I like to see the natural rock. Well, I came back east. I came into New York. I grew up in New York. And the mountains here, they're much older. And they're all green all the way up to the top. But they are mountains. And what's not true of many places in Idaho, there's water, there are rivers, there are lakes, there are creeks everywhere. So I like mountains, I like water, and by coming back east, I got both of those by being in New York. However, the universe wanted me to move to Connecticut. So a bunch of circumstances happened that caused me to need to be near my daughter, who helped me to find the initial people to help me heal from what was going on. And the reasons that I had to live in Connecticut, and by the way, I told one of my really good friends, I don't want to live in Connecticut. I never wanted to live in Connecticut. I was really stressed about living in Connecticut. However, I know the universe always has my highest interest at hand. Always. Just as the universe does everything for you, never to you, but for you. And it's always to serve your highest and best interest. So here's the good stuff that happened because I live in Connecticut. Well, I'm a whole lot closer to my son who lives in Manhattan. I'm really, really, really close to my daughter who lives in Connecticut, and found this most fabulous neighborhood and house for me to be in. It was like when my kids were very, very little, it was a normal thing for neighbors to get together and have neighborhood parties. We had them for the 4th of July. We had them for crab, whatever you call it, crab feast. We had them for every occasion. The whole neighborhood. Everybody knew everybody. The kids all played together. Somehow that disappeared over the years. I moved into a neighborhood where that's happening. And lucky me, I got to go to the 5-year reunion yesterday of the block party where all the neighbors come, and being new in the neighborhood, I got to meet all these people who, many of them I've seen, many of them I've never even seen, but I got to meet them, know who they are, know something about them, and they got to meet me too. And what was super cool about it, there were a lot of prizes. This was organized by a quite extraordinary person. There were prizes, there were games for the kids, but there were just a handful of prizes that would interest adults. And I just put my name really into the one that I really wanted. And what do you think happened? That's the one I really wanted. I let the universe know I really wanted it. I didn't know what the prize was. I just knew it was the 5-year anniversary prize. And my name was chosen. I gotta show this to you. Because I believe this, because I live my life like this. There's always something to be thankful for. And you know, I do my happy and grateful that I've been doing since 1996. And it just fit right into who I am. And this is like a major official welcoming into the neighborhood. So, what were the reasons I came to Connecticut that were even bigger than that? I'd been looking for many, many, many years for a real honest to goodness Chinese doctor who does traditional Chinese medicine and acupuncture. And it's not easy to find somebody like that, I know, because I was looking for someone born in China who speaks Chinese, and you go in her office and all these magnificent charts that I love. All the words are in Chinese, so don't think I'm going to go learn Chinese. But the point is, I found her. I was looking for her. I needed her help, and I knew that because I knew the things that were off in my body, mind, spirit. Normally I can take care of myself, but the universe wanted me to get help. You know, sometimes it's just important and helpful to ask for other people to help you. And every time the universe yelled at me, boy, did I learn that lesson again and again and again. And she's helping me the things I knew were severely out of balance. And I also said, you know what? I have a problem with this, with my wrist. And the orthopedist wants to do surgery to fix it. Well, I don't do surgery. I don't like surgery. Sometimes it's necessary, and if it is, yeah. But usually, in my paradigm, there are ways to avoid it. And I knew for sure you can fix a wrist without surgery. So I mentioned it to my Chinese doctor, and she said, you know, I'm working with you on these major things that are so terribly out of balance, and we need to put your energy there. So I'm going to send you to this particular chiropractor who can take care of that so we can keep your energy focused on the things that we most need to raise and clear. So I go to this amazing chiropractor. There are good and bad in every profession, right? Well, she's extraordinary. And I tell her I need help with my wrist, and she goes zip, zip, zap. Wrist all better. If you're watching on the video, I can move my hand any way I want. And I even started playing guitar again. Couldn't play guitar for 6 months. Anyway, so I'm going home from the chiropractor's office, and I go by this very unobtrusive small sign that says natural food. So I figure, well, I've been a health fanatic since the days before there was such a thing as a health food store. So I'm going to stop and go in there. And from the outside, I thought, okay, it's going to be one of those little dinky places. It doesn't have much. What they have tends to be super good, but not much. I walk in the doors and the store goes on and on and on. They have everything and anything I desired. They had brands I've been using for 40 years. They had fresh. They had frozen. They even had hot meals. And something else that was cool, they had a very well educated staff who were giving advice when people asked for it. Now, I didn't need any advice because I've been at this for 50 years myself. However, what I overheard was very right on and very honoring of the people for what they needed and how they wanted to get it. So, first, I'm coming to Connecticut. I find the doctor who I really, the Chinese doctor I've been looking for. She connects me to a chiropractor. Oh, by the way, when I went to the chiropractor and the stuff that goes on with my shoulder, she said, how long have you had these major limitations? I said, since 2011. And she looked at me and she said, why haven't you gotten help for it? And I said, oh, I did. Lots of people helped me. They just didn't help me to the level and extent that you can, because she does. Because she knows stuff and has experience that all those people didn't have. Because I was supposed to go see her. So leaving her office, I not only found that incredible health food store, but further down the road, oh my goodness, there are row after row and plaza after plaza of all these stores of stuff I've been looking for and couldn't find, not even on Amazon. So for all these reasons, I was supposed to move to Connecticut, but wait, I'm not done yet. The traffic here is, let's just call it East Coast traffic. And it could be quite stressful. Every place I go, I'm on a highway. So a number of friends and my daughter said, look, you just do this when you're asking for directions. And my daughter showed me how easy it was. And you put avoid highways. So I avoid highways. And that way I'm going back roads. Oh yeah, it makes the trip longer. Not always, but sometimes. So I'm going the back roads home from my daughter's place after she shows me and puts the program in for me. And I go by this street. Holy crow. I've been driving a half hour each way to a farmer's market because I buy produce from this one farm, and the only place they sell farmer market wise is that one. I go right by the street. It's a street that their farm is on. It's nearby. So that's another reason I'm grateful to be here. I'm grateful that I tune into the universe. Otherwise, these gifts would pass me by. But I'm not done yet. I started my most recent LLC when I was living in New York, and I wanted to move it. You don't have to move it. Your LLC can be any place. You don't have to live there, and I'm not going to explain how you do that legally. But I didn't know where to get advice on what's the best thing for me to do. I know it's easy to move the LLC to Connecticut if I so desired. I listen to lots and lots of podcasts. Some of them I only listen to if I see the topic is something I'm interested in. So you know where I'm going, right? One day the topic was LLCs. So now I know exactly who to contact for advice on perhaps the best way for me to locate my LLC. You know, when you tune into the universe, you get to hear and understand everything the universe, your guides, your angels are constantly feeding you with. You're never alone, and you're always being guided. And when you honor that, when you tune into that, oh my gosh, it leaves you smiling. And why wouldn't you smile? And you can go back and find all of the videos I've done on smiling, because it changes everything about your world and your life. I thank you so much for joining us here today. I'm Reverend Ellie Bierman, and this is Let's Get Metaphysical, connecting heart and mind. If you go down below this video, you can tell me what it is that you want to manifest. And maybe you just need a little help with knowing how to speak your desires, whatever it is, or how to get clear on what they are. Let me know what you want help with, and I'll see how we can connect and get you moving in the direction of your dreams. You can always join our Facebook group, or you can make a new friend where you can ask questions, or you can find extras that go in there in addition to the show itself. And remember, Audible has this special offer for you coming through my site because you're here today. A 30-day free trial that lets you choose a download of the audiobook of your choice and spend 30 days looking around. And believe me, 30 days will allow you to find all the possibilities there, because it's not just a place for audiobooks. And I'm highly recommending one of my favorite books. It's a book that was written 100 years ago by Claude Bristol. And actually, you can buy the individual books or you can buy the combo, and I'm recommending the combo. The Magic of Believing, and TNT, It Rocks the Earth. I really, really want you to know you can watch or listen to any episode on our show site. Again, the link is in the show notes. I appreciate your supporting the podcast. It takes a lot to put on the show, and to keep it going, I appreciate your coming in with your donation at whatever level works for you. And I look forward to doing a live video call with you by joining our group. Oh no. Remember to enjoy, that's capital I-N, capital J-O-Y, every moment. Because nothing in your world happens outside of you. What you see, what you hear, what you smell, what you taste, what you touch. It all happens inside you. I look forward to being here with you next time.